Welcome to Hammy's Ham Talk. And today's topic is Hamilton. Get a round of applause. But today we have two special guests, Cor Vanderpool and Finnegan Berry. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
To the show.
Good show. Hey.
Nice meeting you. So, as you guys heard, the topic for today is Hamilton. You guys seen the musical on Disney Plus?
I have seen it a couple times actually.
How'd you guys feel about it?
Well, it's very diverse, you know. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't like it.
Controversial.
Yeah. A lot of, but I think the main reason that people don't like it is because of the how it's historically inaccurate.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Like for the duel in the play, the reason was the election of 1800, but in reality is the election in 1803 for the governor of New York. And that's why Burr decided to duel Hamilton, not because of the presidential election.
Oh, that's actually like, did you know that? No, that's like a new fact I just learned.
Yeah.
That's actually, sick. Like, as you guys know, if you see the show, they have different ethnicities in the show, like Aaron Burr is African American, but in reality, everyone was English or just American, So yeah, there's a lot of differences.
And then, with everything else, there's a lot of the times when Hamilton would go to George Washington, especially in Act 1, where he mentions to Washington that he had Lafayette, Lawrence, and Hercules Mulligan.
Yeah.
But in reality, George Washington already knew those people before and just used them. Like Hamilton didn't tell him it was George Washington's idea first.
Yeah, I was doing some research on Hamilton and his love life, and him and Eliza actually, they owned house slaves. I heard house servants. Matter of fact, Cor, have any ideas?
I mean, it's unsaid that Hamilton is actually, for slavery or against it because, like, immigrants as well, he supported the Alien and Sedition Act, which is against immigrants, but at the same time, he himself is an immigrant. And also with slavery, like, it's the same way.
So you're pretty much telling me that he was an immigrant himself, but he signed an Alien and Sedition Act that went against immigrants. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they say that even though Hamilton was against slavery, as you said, that he could have possibly owned slaves himself.
Slaves?
As well as being against slavery.
Did you heard Jefferson's song, What I Missed? You heard that in the musical?
Yeah, I know.
In that song, didn't he come off as like kind of a pimp in the song,
Yeah, a pimp.
Yeah, and did you know that he had an affair with a black slave?
Sally, right? That was her name.
Sally Hemings, yeah. Did you know about that? Yeah, one of those crazy things. And I was also looking at some differences in real life. Hamilton, he was a cool-headed, politician.
So, basically, what I was saying too is that even though all these things are incorrect compared to real life, it still almost makes it to where the audience sees the story in a different way, which is a good thing. They see the story and where Hamilton is like the center of everything, and it makes Hamilton seem like a good guy, and you can see what Hamilton has done, whether it's good or bad. It just makes the story better because it's all about Hamilton
And what he's done with his life and his success.
Right.
Yeah, and the way I was looking at it too, it seemed like the whole story seemed like an Aaron Burr versus Hamilton story, because how it led up to their duel at the end.
Right.
Yeah, Aaron Burr, he's a crazy character. Seemed really jealous of Hamilton.
Right.
You heard in the song "Wait for It" how he speaks about how Hamilton has nothing to lose, but he has something to prove. That's a direct quote from the song, and I thought that like he close to home, being jealous of someone else's success.
Well, yeah, but it also is saying that he's not, I wouldn't say jealous, but he's just, Hamilton doesn't have this reputation compared to Burr. Burr wants that doesn't want that reputation so that he can go after these things without having to worry about losing his reputation.
So overall, how do you feel about the musical? What are your thoughts overall? How do you like it?
I like it because it's all about a perspective type thing. It's like we talked about how Burr is the narrator and that it's from his perspective, and since it's from his perspective, you can alter the story the way he wants it to make himself look better over top of Hamilton.
Right.
Also read in an article that the whole thing is about tension between memory and actual story. So there's no real, I guess you could say, truth about what's real and what's not.
I understand.
So like, also with the themes, I think with the themes and the story itself, they almost combine to make the story even better. Than, let's say you read the play, you didn't watch it, you just read the play, and you didn't know anything about the themes. You probably wouldn't get a lot of the things that are happening during this play. But with I would say the main theme, running out of time, all the other themes kind of connect with running out of time throughout the whole play. Like in multiple songs, they talk about running out, like how he's writing, running out of time, like
leading
the song
leading into his death and stuff.
Yeah. It's just running out of time is basically the main theme because the whole point of the play is to get to the end of the play where he dies and he has ran out of time.
Yeah, I understand. Like also some of the moods of the song really just. That's one of the things I like about the play is that they have so many different moods in each different song. Like for instance, like the King song. If you read the lyrics of the song, you'll be like, oh, this song's kind of like serious and he's threatening. But if you hear the beat and how in your face and loud the beat is, you'll notice that the King song gives you like a comical kind of mood, like a theme to it. Like he says in the song he'll send a battalion to your house, something like that, a full-on battalion. And I just thought that was funny.
Because of the music, you think, oh, this is funny. And also, I think it's either right before it or right after it is George Washington's song, which is a very serious song, and the reason they put the King song after is to lift the mood, so that the audience isn't in this like slump, I guess, I don't know how to say it, where they're like kind of sad, because before it's like a very sad, like serious song about how they're, being almost destroyed by the British Army,
Yeah.
So altogether, I think the mix of the themes and the different types of like the mood and the tone of the play, they all combine to make this just story that anyone can like.
An all-around good story.
Like historians, they like the story because for the most part, there are true aspects, but there are also not true aspects that lift the story.
Yeah.
Make it greater.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So the author of the playwright, he kind of like changed around the story to make it more enjoyable and more likable for some people. But there's also other people on the other hand that would say it's so historically incorrect that it bothers them and they just don't like that. The fact that's so historically incorrect. What are your thoughts?
He said it was more of a, I don't know if he said it, but it was more of like a fanfic because he said online he's gonna write it the way he wants to write it because that's just how he wants it. That's why it was so great because it was different.
I think we covered everything.
Thank you for attending this TED Talk, and thank you guys for coming. I appreciate your attendance.
Thank you for having us. Nice meeting you.
And I'll see you guys next episode.